Hello my audience, today I'm going to teach you and I'm going to learn myself some advanced English vocabulary words. And this first word over here is nepotism. And it's a word that you have probably heard a couple of times used in your life, or maybe you have used it yourself, or maybe you have heard it used a lot. But it means that somebody or something is favored due to unjust reasons. For example, because of being a relative, or it's basically injustice in some way. But it's not so serious as to call it injustice, so it's nepotism, favoring somebody over some other. Okay, the next word is ribald. And that means something indecent, but kind of funny, but at the same time kind of coarse. So kind of a humor thing and a kind of a comedical thing. A lot of stuff I do, at least in Finnish, it's kind of ribald. You know, it's indecent, but at the same time, it's not your no class type of thing. It's kind of poking fun at, those fine people. Yeah, that's ribald. Okay, the next word is intransigent, and that means somebody not willing to change their view or being steadfast, but at the same time being kind of, is that a word, asinine about it. So not being able to change someone's view, for example, because he's so intransigent. Okay, here's a word, acerbic. It is the same thing as acidic or sour, but it's also related to somebody's character, acerbic. Kind of somebody who is just always, those people that are kind of, like lemons. Okay, the next word, Martinet. These words, you never hear them used, but it's great to practice them because they help you pronounce other words more funny, and, it's a great practice. Martinet, it means somebody being a very strong disciplinarian. Martinet. Like, where does that come from? Like martial art? I don't know. But somebody being very strong on their, demands and discipline. That's Martinet. Okay, the next word is tantamount. It means something being equal, but not related to physical things. It's just about, for example, two people when they talk with each other. A tantamount, interaction is very different from this, power struggle, Yeah. Okay, so pariah. It is a word that I have heard used a couple of times in my past, but you would probably nowadays call them needs or hikikomoris or outcasts or loners or whatever, those guys. So pariah, those people that comes from the Indian caste system, those lowest rungs of society. Yeah, but it's not very often used nowadays, this word. Maybe if you live in UK or maybe in Americas, maybe this is used, but I have not heard it used in many books, for example. Okay, here's a word that is used a lot. Ruminate. So it means to ponder or turn it over in your mind, something, rumination. And rumination can be kind of negative or it can be kind of positive. It's just the act of like thinking about something. I ruminate a lot. It's great. Okay, here's a word, Pecadillo. I have never heard this before. but it means a slight wrongdoing, a slight wrong that you do. For example, maybe something like drinking tea might be Pecadillo, you know. It's not the most best thing for you, but at the same time it's not like, you know, smoking crack. Okay, another word that I have never heard used, noisome. That means harmful, mainly for your health, but also kind of offensive, but probably to your health. You could say that exhaust fumes are noisome, you know, because they are clearly harmful for your health, you know, but nobody would say that word. Okay, so the next word is lionize. It means that other people kind of is that the word adulation, that they, you know, how would I say it, you know, they tout your horn, they talk about you, and they you know, praise you and that kind of stuff, you know. Lionize. Lionize. Yeah, maybe there's some, you know, truth to that. I don't know. Okay, here's an interesting word for an artist. Protean. Protean. Not protein. Protean. It means that able to change form or taking new shapes and forms, kind of like shape shifting. You could say that paint for an artist is very protean. You can make all kinds of stuff, at least looking like at all kinds of stuff out of paint. Yeah, or clay or bronze. You can make statues, that kind of stuff. It's protean. Okay, this one is pretty funny. Noctivagant. It means wandering or a night wanderer. So if you don't have any specific reason to be, you know, out in the night, you are Noctivagant, you know. I have a lot of experience of being Noctivagant, and it can be very nice actually to do that, and I believe that I have more experience of that than being in the fucking school. Okay, the next word is hortatory. It means that you try to incite or inspire somebody to take a certain action or any action. Hortatory. Yeah, motivational, you know, whatever. Hortatory. Okay, this one is really interesting. Sciamashy. You know, that's a funny word. It means fighting against an imaginary opponent or shadow boxing. Sciamashy. So you could say that there are endeavors that involve this kind of Sciamashy in them. For example, maybe playing the guitar or the drums, or like, well, of course, shadow boxing, but what other things? Maybe there's some Sciamashy in many arts also, and sports like cycling, for example, I believe are very, you know, but what's the opposite of that is something like, well, mixed martial arts or anything like that, or anything that has a real opponent to it. Yeah, the competition in these things is kind of different. Okay, here's a funny word, Epicene, and I think that this will be the last word. It means that something, a human being, but it could be anything. For example, a piece of art has qualities of both genders as we kind of know them, you know, female and male, kind of characteristic of both of these. That's Epicene. Yeah, so I rip out these pages from this vocabulary, so I know what words I have told you. And this is one of my projects. I hope you liked it. I'm going to keep on doing this because I noticed that these videos have a great, you know, deal of effect on my YouTubing and making me a better YouTuber, especially in the English language. and I have a project of mastering this language. I don't know where, in what situations I will use it, but I know that I will use it, so it's important. And I know that very few people are actually developing as deep, into learning English as I do, and inventing as creative ways to learn it as I do. So I want to share this with you, and I hope that you gain something from this.